What's up, everybody? Welcome to Don't Give Up with Jacob. Today, I have a special guest joining me on my show. Not only that, but she also has her own company and she's also been through some struggles with her life, just like me. So please give a warm welcome to Olga Alcaraz.
Hi, Jacob. Hi, everyone. The podcast viewers. My name is Olga Alcaraz, and I am the founder of Ola Executive Consulting Services. I help diverse companies go after commercial contracts. I help them with strategy, certification, procurement, etc. And I'm also a top creator on LinkedIn, and I speak a lot about business strategy and motivation. I'm a mom of two, and I am originally from Colombia. So it's fun to be here, Jacob.
All right, welcome to my show, Olga. I'm so glad we can talk about what's going on with our lives together. I'm ready to ask you lots of questions about your business and your personal life.
Okay, fantastic. Ask away.
All right, so first off, I heard you started your own company.
Yes, I did. So I worked 20 years for corporate America. I worked in Wall Street. And when I moved to Florida, I came for a job that was not what I expected. It was a very harsh atmosphere. And after 2 months, I was let go. But it was such a blessing for me. It was a terrible place. And from then on, I just decided to start my own company. I said to the Lord, I surrender, just send me where I'm supposed to be. And I just keep showing up. So, yes, I own my own company and I help.
All right,
Yes, yes.
sounds interesting. So I'm going to ask you what inspired you to start your own company and what do you do for your company?
hmm I was inspired because I just was tired of being in actually corporate America and not using my own gifts. I didn't feel like I was aligned with my purpose. So I just decided, why not? Let me just start my own thing since I came to Florida and reinvented myself. And I didn't want to go back to New York.
All right, sounds interesting. I also wanted to start writing and illustrating books and being a podcaster so that people would understand me better and what struggles I've been through with my life and what it's basically life to live with autism. And I wanted to write The Missing Voice to show people what my life was all about. And I thought it would be really interesting to start writing books and also to start my own podcast.
Right. No, and I love it. I love that you are advocating, you're teaching us about what it is to live with autism. I think we should all know how it is. We should know all how what the struggles people face, the diverse people. So absolutely. I love your artwork, Jacob. Like I've seen it on LinkedIn. I love it. I love your quotes. I love your motivation. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness and for your voice and sharing it with all of us.
Wow, thanks. What a very nice message. I appreciate it.
Yes, I mean, when I open up my LinkedIn and I see your smile, it makes me smile. So thank you for sharing that with us. So when you asked me before motivation, my why is my daughters. I have two daughters. And for me, it's important for other Latinas to see Latinas in leadership roles. So more faces that look like me. I'm sure that's what you're doing as well.
Yeah, and by the way, speaking of your two daughters, I am now going to ask you, what is it like being a mother to two daughters? Like, what do you do for your everyday life? And what are some struggles that you've been through with your daughters? And basically, how do you deal with living every day as a mother?
Absolutely. So my girls are older now, right? But I can tell you what my struggles were in New York, and then we could go here. So one of the reasons I would keep on going back to corporate jobs was because I'm a single mom, and in New York, I only knew finance, and I blocked myself in thinking that I wasn't going to be able to find something else that paid me the same way. So, I thought about the rent, I thought about, the extracurricular, how am I going to feed them? So I would get blocked in and continue to go after the same roles. So being a single mom in Manhattan is a very hard thing. Being a single mom anywhere, right? There was one time where I was working for a hedge fund and I had to be at work at 8 a.m. and I had to leave my girls alone. I think my youngest daughter was maybe like 11 or 10, so she had to walk my youngest to the bus stop and I'm on the train. I'm suffering. Like it was only 2 blocks, but I'm like, oh my God, those 2 blocks seemed like an eternity for me because I'm like, please get to the bus stop, get to school, like nobody hurt them or take them, etc. So it's really, really hard. You want safety for them, and even when they would get back home as well, they were alone. And I was also the caretaker to my mom who has Alzheimer's. So I had all three of them in the house.
Wow, that sounds really difficult. I definitely went through similar struggles in my life. I especially have struggles like I sometimes say random things out loud, I sometimes repeat random things out loud. And I also feel like I have some struggles in school where it's kind of hard for me to get along with others. And it's also hard for me to keep up on certain schoolwork because I feel like the teachers are going too fast. And yeah, it's just a little tough. But I always try my best to stay positive so I can get myself back on track, just like how
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yes, and I think you're doing an amazing job. I mean, I think the first thing is just showing up, right? And just trying your best, right? So I'm glad that you're sharing these struggles with me because it's important. It's important for other people to know your view, your point of view, and what you struggle with. I could tell you one of the hardest parts with my girls was probably my second one when she went through puberty, and she went from like being this really, really affectionate kid to like not even wanting to talk to me. Her paintings went from like painting rainbows and unicorns to painting dark figures with no eyes, and that's when we moved to Florida and I was so scared. I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" But it was a part of her age and everything. You know how you guys change when you went through your teenage years. We all do, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody changes from a young kid to a teenager, then to a young man or woman. And it's hard to just grow up and change because there are just many more responsibilities that you have to go through with your life. But you'll get used to it eventually because that's all what growing up is all about.